Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. Somewhere hiding right behind me is Roo, the Wonder Rooster, who is, there he is. He realizes we're filming on camera, and so he has jumped up on the couch. And I have Jessica, who is growing two baby twin girls. How does it get any better than this? Who is taking a nap in the other room, and we are sending lots of love and prayers her way for a complete and total end to morning sickness at this point. So may the morning sickness be gone. So tonight we are going to talk about messages from the angels, messages specifically for this time of year, because it is incredibly dark outside and there's a reason for it. And it is not so that we feel cold, lonely, or miserable. Far from it, in fact. This is a very special, sacred time period. In fact, I just had an interview with angel expert Lorna Byrne. And I don't know if you've checked out her work before. Oh my God, does she do some amazing work? This is Lorna Byrne here. This is one of her earlier books, Angels at My Fingertips. And we were talking about why this is such a special, sacred time of year. And she would say that it's a time of year. And if you're not familiar with Lorna Byrne, there is a documentary on her, and it is The Lady Who Sees Angels. So she actually, I've only physically seen angels a few times. I communicate with angels on a daily basis. I can hear them right now. If I go quiet, I can channel angels. Last night, I was exhausted, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, Jessica had to have a meal to feed the babies in her belly because she woke up going, oh, so hungry. And she started asking questions of me, and the angels spoke through me. But I don't really see them the way that she does, the way that Lorna Byrne does. And what she says is that this time of year, we're in essence closer to heaven, or she says the gates of heaven are open. In other words, in my vernacular, the veil is thinnest this time of year, and it is easiest to see from one side of the curtain, from this side of things, to the other. What does that mean, from one side of the veil to the other? What that means is that we live here in this physical plane, in this physical body. Actually, we're energetic beings having an energetic experience in human form, or in rooster form, as you see the tail walking along there. However, our spirit is not fully housed in our body. Our spirit is everywhere. It is, in essence, here, and that's all we can see, and behind the veil, behind the curtain. Or if you've seen The Wizard of Oz, behind the little curtain in the booth, and there's the man in the control booth. So, what does that mean? At this time of year, when things are darkest, is when it is actually easiest to see to the other side. So I have a school that I teach every Wednesday evening. You can come join us. It's a school of mystics. And we have Tanya in the chat room, who's running all things chat tonight. And Allie, if you know and love Allie stepped aside to work on her Etsy stores for the winter. How does it get any better than this? Well, her Etsy stores in general, which are taking off for the holidays. So Tanya has graciously stepped in. And so we have the School of Mystics every Wednesday night. Speaking too fast, I'm very excited. 4 Wednesdays a month, where we teach people how to be on this side of the veil and the other. Well, this time of year is the easiest to do so. Why? Because it's a time of year when there's the most opacity. There's the thinnest veil. Because, as we all know, a tiny little light is completely useless in the daytime, but can illuminate even dark crevices and corners in a darkened home. In other words, even the dimmest light cuts through the darkness where it does nothing in the day. So at this time when it is dark, it is easiest to bring in the light. Now, we can see this in the festivals at this time of year. There are festivals of light. There are solstice festivals. There's Hanukkah, a celebration of candles being lit, or of a candle that stayed lit for 8 days and 8 nights. And I love the 8, the symbol of infinity, the symbol of the universe. And of course, there are Christmas trees illuminating the darkness as well. These signs and symbols aren't just here for celebration, and many other religions and other traditions have their signs and symbols this time of year, all involving the light as well. It's not by coincidence. It's to remind people that our job in this time of darkness is to plunge inward. How much can we dive in on the inside? And that's what our angels and guides are challenging us to do at this time. They're challenging us to take the deep dive on the inside. It's interesting, we use the term deep dive. When I was a kid, some of these things were already coalescing, even if I didn't know or understand what was going on or why. And so as a child, I loved to swim down into water holes, places where water would pool, and lakes and rivers. And I would go to the deepest spot that I could reach, and I would just sit on the bottom and sit. I want to say breathe, but simply take in the darkness. And it was so dark that light started to come in through my eyelids. And clearly, it wasn't light in that river or lake around me. It was a light that's on the inside. That's inside of you, dear one. That's inside of you. There is an incredible light illuminating from you. In fact, we could literally put you under a, not even an electron microscope, but a very powerful microscope, and would see that every single one of your cells glows. When my coyote mixed pumpkin was in the last few days or weeks of her life, we took her to one last cancer specialist, and he actually showed us her cells illuminating light. They are like starlight light coming off of each and every one of our cells. So we aren't metaphorically, good job, Rue. We aren't just metaphorically beacons of light. We quite literally are beacons of light. And this time of darkness makes it easier to recognize the light within. So our angels, our guides, and I was talking about this with Lorna, and the image that I gave her, because I can see this in meditation, and we'll do an angelic meditation just before the end. So do stay tuned. I picture us all surrounded in a circle, a beautiful light glowing in the middle. And when we call in the angels, there's a row of angels that comes behind us and puts its wings out behind each and every one of us. And then there's another row of angels behind them, and another row, and another row, and another row, until there are literally 1,000,000 angels surrounding us for a simple, humble meditation. Now, Lorna can see these angels, and she says that 1,000,000 angels is not an exaggeration. It's raining outside here. She would say that there is an angel for every single drop of water. She would also say, as I've been teaching a lot, that most of them are on the unemployment line because we're not calling them in. We're not asking them for help. This time of year, they all have a special sacred message. Go to the light. Dive into the light on the inside. Even if your light is dim, by contrast with the darkness, you glow and grow incredibly bright. So it's no accident that this time of the year, and oh my God, we just got the most amazing donation from Sparkle Marie. Thank you so much. And 111. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Sparkle Marie. So much love, so much love, so much love, and so much hugs. So I've got to, we'll dive back into what I was saying, but I've got to riff off of Sparkle Marie's 111. And actually, Lorna Byrne's interview comes out next week, and I was talking with her about it. When repeating numbers come about, and 111 is certainly a number of the angels, when these numbers come about, it's not just by accident, it's not by coincidence. Our job, when you see this, and you know you've seen 444 or 555, even as a kid, I would see like 126 and 26 seconds, 135 and 35 seconds. I kept seeing repeating digits. Your job, quite specifically, when you see this repeating digits, isn't just to acknowledge that the angels in here are here and have grabbed your eye and attention. And Sparkle Marie, you definitely grabbed our eye and attention. So lots of love, lots of love, lots of love. But it's then to put a prayer out to the angels. A prayer out. That's interesting. We just passed 1111 on the clock as for how long we've been going. Put a prayer out to the universe, to your angels when this happens. So in our case, the biggest prayer that I want to put out right now is for Jessica to be super happy and healthy, the babies to be super happy and healthy, the baby's growing in her belly, and for her morning sickness to be finally gone for good, and for her to feel strong, to her to feel healthy, for her to feel happy, for her to feel hungry again, for her to have her energy and vitality back, for growing these two amazing baby girls without the nausea. And so I know when I see 111, that is the angel's way of saying, we are listening, Michael. We hear you. What is it, dear one, that you want to ask? And so take note, take heed at these times where you see those numbers coming about. Now bring it back full circle. This is a time of year where we yearn to connect with others, but we really yearn to connect spiritually on the inside. There's a very key reason for this, and it's by design, and your angels want you to know it. It's that, and we'll pull the mic up closer, at this time of year, when the rest of the world is at its quietest, it is easiest to hear your angels, to hear your guides, to hear spirit, to hear God, the divine, whatever you want to call the love that is everything, becomes so much easier at this time of year. Conversely, flipping it to the other side, and if you see this, you see the difference between this week and last week? I've been doing my flexibility exercises. I've got 1.5 weeks by the dock to get my hand to do a full fist and to fully open, and for that to fully bend there. We're getting there. How does it get any better than this? If you're wondering what happened, I had a car accelerate and slam straight into me on my bicycle 3 weeks ago now. Not necessarily how does it get any better than this, but I'm doing great. It's a miracle. My guardian angel had my back. All my angels had my back. So at this time of year, the world is quieter. It seems still. It seems, in a sense, and feels like it's easier to connect. There is a pull to connect, but there's also a very interesting pull on the other side. Oh, I can't quite get that. On the other side of the same coin. And that very specifically is this. We feel alone this time of year. And it's not just the TV shows or the Facebook or the Netflix or the whatever that makes us feel like, well, everybody else is having fun. Why aren't I? But this time of year by design makes us feel more alone. to help us to connect and dive in and attach ourselves to something greater. I want to sit over so you can see Rue a little better. Something greater than yourself. It's a concept I was going to share toward the end of this talk before we go into meditation, or actually we're going to go into a Q&A first, then a meditation. But I might as well go there now. And a key point, this is a time of year where you want to connect with the angels and guides with everything that you've got. Because of that, we're teaching a special automatic writing class this Thursday. And so if you go to automaticwriting.com, and Tanya will put the link in there. If you go to automaticwriting.com, you can come join us for a live class on Thursday. What's automatic writing? And here's a shameless plug for our book, but there's a key reason for it, all the automatic writing experience. When you learn how to do automatic writing, what you're learning how to do is write to and through and from the angels. To and through and from the angels. To and through and from the angels. All you have to do is you go quiet, you put some music on, you get in this beautiful state. Anybody can. You put pen to paper and the angels start writing to you. The angels want to teach you about the boomerang effect this time of year. The boomerang effect is by design. It is both, sorry, we got such bright light that my glasses, I can barely see through them if you saw the different lights on me at the moment. At this time of year, we feel a pull to dive inwards, and at the same time, we're exhausted. There's no light. We're being pulled in a bunch of different directions. At the time of year, at least for the northern hemisphere, northern part of the world, where we want to sleep more and wait for winter to pass, we've got to work and push through these darkest hours. And so at these times, we least want to connect when we need or get to connect the most. So to boomerang is to say, wow, I feel alone. I feel cold. I feel dark. I need to connect with my angels even more now. And so if you know automatic writing, you dive into it. If you don't, you come join us Thursday for this class and you learn how to dive into automatic writing so that when you feel alone, you connect with your angels. When you feel lost, you connect with your angels. When you feel frankly upset, because this isn't just the fa la 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 time of year. This is the time of year that hits all wounds. When your wounds are hit, you boomerang back to speaking with the angels as well. Why? Because you are pure energy. You came from pure energy. You'll return to pure energy. And right now, you are pure energy and luminosity in human form. But we don't want you, I'll say that again, your pure luminosity, glowing light in human form. But we don't want you to forget who and what you are. You are the light. You're not just bringing the light. You're not just being the light. You are the light. And so we get to find a way on a daily basis to remind yourself that you're the light. Now, it's really interesting. I'll share a little wound with you. How's that? So I got hit by this car a few weeks ago. I'm riding down the road. Road goes to the left. Car guns it past me, throws it to the right, and just slams me. Knocks me unconscious. Thank God I'm okay. Broken pelvis, I guess in a few places, doing much better. Broken crushed wrist, had surgery, doing much better. And I've replayed it time and time and time again. And there is not a darn thing I could have done differently. In fact, as it slammed into me, I did everything I could to turn, but you got a 2 or 3 ton vehicle in my face. I did everything I could to try to turn and save myself. The angels really saved me. I grew up with wounds inside of me. You may have experienced the same thing, of being less than, of feeling less than, of feeling like, well, actually, I was told, you screwed everything up, Michael. You blew it. I used to be told it's not your fault, but it's your problem. And then my folks, or well-meaning or not so well-meaning people, would tell me why it is my fault. I have done so much work at clearing those wounds and have made tremendous progress. However, it was Jessica's birthday, my wife's birthday. And instead of spending the afternoon and evening with her, I was on my way back to do so. Instead of not going on the bike ride, she got stuck getting a phone call from my phone. I don't know how the police managed to get into my phone. From an officer saying that I'd been hit by a car and was on the way to the hospital. I can't even imagine how that must have felt. Every time, and this intersection is right by the house, so I go by it just about every day. I go to get her food, I go by it. I go to do anything for her, I go by it. I go to do anything for me, I go by it. Every time I go by is an opportunity for my ego to go back to that wound and say, you messed things up. Now, what's really wacky, there is nothing I messed up. There's nothing I could have done any better given the circumstances. Nothing I could have done. The egoic mind in this time of darkness goes wiggly wormy. The egoic mind in this time of darkness syncs up with everyone else's wounds. And, professionally speaking, you may find yourself feeling like crap. Now, two things the angels want you to know about this. One, these wounds aren't yours. These wounds are coming from the collective. These wounds are coming from the zeitgeist of everyone and everything. It's not you. So you get to be extra loving and kind and gentle to yourself, despite these wounds coming up. Secondly, they're coming up so that you can heal them. For myself, the greatest thing in the world I can do at this time is to say, it's okay, dear one. It's okay, dear one. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And to truly love myself up with everything that I've got. So instead of kicking on myself for a wound coming up, instead of berating myself for berating myself, I get to boomerang. You can see a theme here. Boomerang back to how much love can I bring to myself? Now, if I was really enlightened, I've been working on this. How much love can I bring to the person who hit me? How much love can I send to them? Because we are all one beingness. We are all on one journey. We are all one spirit united, not something that would be said in a TV ad, but if you can follow quantum science, it's very clear. There is no separation between me and you. There's no separation between me and Rue. How does it get any better than this? Between me and Jessica and the girls, between any of us. There's no separation. So the more that I can bring love to myself during this time, woohoo, the more that I can bring love to those in need, not those I agree with, but those in need, the better. You could literally go watch the news, what I call negative wordless stimulation, look for people who you don't agree with, and practice sending them love. Even a little light at this time of year illuminates the darkness. That's what our angels are encouraging us to do. You've seen it where there's 100 people, 1,000 people, maybe even 100,000 people in a candlelight vigil. Oh my God, is it special? Is it sacred? Is it amazing? You can be your own candlelight vigil by sending someone love. Now, biologically speaking, trees in the northern hemisphere at this time of year shed their leaves. And you think they've gone dormant. Actually, they're quite busy. What they're doing is, it's a process of negative ions, is they are attracting through their roots water and nutrients to themselves. They're creating a giant bowl of water around their roots to use for the entire year ahead. We are like the tree. There is no outer light for us to grow brilliant leaves to soak in the light. But what we can do is go on the inside and soak up all the inner light and water and nutrients we can. Soak up all the moisture for our roots we can for the entire year ahead. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the water and love that you take in this time of year by loving yourself up, by loving others. So yes, it's the time of giving, but it's not a giving of a who's got the greatest gift, who's done the this or that. It's about liqueur. It's okay, Rue. Patting myself too hard. He's very protective. It's about the heart. What can you do from the heart? And that's what your angels are encouraging you to do. What can you do from the heart this time of year that lights up the world, that lights up your life, that creates this giant bowl of water, bowl of love in your roots that you can now draw from for the entire year ahead. This is so powerful. This is your reservoir building time. So I love to live in the mountains, and it's rare that I don't. Right now, I'm in New Jersey for a few months with Jessica's family. It's amazing as we're getting through this time, and I'm very prayerful that today is the last day of her nauseousness, and then we're going to move on, and chances are back to the mountains. Well, the mountains, how does it get any better than this? The mountains are a reverse reservoir. And if people have heard us talking about Florida and things like that, toward the end, if somebody wants to ask me, I'll share what our thoughts are or where the universe is pulling us now at this time. Mountains are reverse reservoirs. Reservoirs are the lowest point where all the water flows into. Mountains are the high point that connects all of the snow. Both serve the same purpose. So this time of year, whether you're a mountaintop collecting snow or a reservoir down below, what you're really doing is storing up all the love and light and water you can for the year ahead. Which means it is so hypercritically important not to focus on the negative this time of year. Get yourself off of the news. Get yourself off of most social media unless you feel that it's bringing you up. Anything that brings you up, do more of. But anything that brings you down, realize if something makes you feel this time of year, it's not trivial at all. It's getting soaked up right into your roots. It's getting soaked up into your roots. What do you want your roots to collect for the year ahead? Is it this frantic, worried, scared, here's the next tragedy, here's the next thing to worry about, here's the next economic concern, here's the next disease concern? Is that what you want to store in your subconscious? Or is it the love and light? Which is why, again, so important to practice something like automatic writing on a daily basis this time of the year. Now, I mentioned that a few days ago, I felt like I was going down. All of this negativity around the accident, put that in quotes, hit me really hard. Now, I'm used to going into automatic writing. I'm the exception because I live for this stuff. I go in 3, 4, 5 times a day. Plus, I connect when I speak with you and the interviews and coaching. And I was down to once a day or a couple of days, once every other day, as there were so many to-dos. Go to the doctor, do this with stitches or splint or whatever. There were so many to-dos that I wasn't getting the most important thing done. The single most important thing this time of year is to connect with spirit, with everything that we've got, is to soak up the love and light with all that we have, is to plug in at the deepest, most soulful level. In other words, go to your automatic writing. And I'm saying that because a lot of people here, and you can write in the chat room if you take in our class, a lot of the people here know automatic writing and know how powerful it is, but aren't using it because it's very easy to be distracted or exhausted this time of year. But it is doubly important that we connect this time of year. That's again why we have this class coming up on Thursday, automaticwriting.com. Get the whole video-based program and you get a live class with me on Thursday. It's so important this time of year to have that connection to spirit. So it is easiest for us to lose our connection or feel like we've lost our connection by design. Easiest for us to feel lost, feel like we've lost our connection, feel like we're alone, feel like we're falling back into old habits. However, because the veil is so thin, it is also easiest for us to boomerang back to the other side. And one of the coolest things is when the going gets tough and you go back to your guides, to your angels, what happens is you hardwire that in, and it becomes so much easier to go back to your guides and to your angels. So I got hit by this car. I got whammed. I'm in the ambulance. I'm spinning. I'm going, oh my, and just the whole world, because I was concussed. I was knocked out. And I'm trying to understand what in the world just happened. And I start cycling energy. And it's something we teach in our School of Mystics. And I'm going to be playing with a lot more energy techniques in our School of Mystics coming up. But I start cycling energy. And I start going to my angels, going to my guides, going to my angels, going to my guides, going to my angels, going to my guides. hardwiring. First off, I hardwired it with practice without it being the toughest moments. But when I go to it in these toughest moments, I create such a deep groove in the record. This is important because this time of year is very dense, is very heavy, is a pea soup of darkness, where it is very easy to get stuck in the ruts of autopilot. What do you mean, Michael, stuck in the ruts of autopilot? Go to a family gathering. See how quickly it takes you to fall back into old habits that you were thought were gone since you were a kid. We go back into autopilot like that this time of year. But as you start going to your angels, as you start going to your guides, and the more that you communicate with your angels, they would say the more that you communicate with us, you cut through your autopilot nature this time of year. You cut right through and you begin to rediscover your true essence, your true nature. Again, you're a being of pure luminosity, and that becomes your default programming. So this is such an exceptionally important time of year for creating new default programming. So the wounds come up, and I guarantee the wounds will. I've done a lot of work, and those wounds come up, and they come up, and they come up. And so you may have done even twice the work that I have, and the wounds may still come up, and come up, and come up. Our job. I love myself. I love you too, Rue. I love you very much, Rue. Love yourself up with everything you've got. Love yourself up, understanding this time of year you are an amplifier and a transmitter. Amplifier and transmitter. It means other times of year you say, I love myself. Well, okay. This time of year I say, I love you, or I love you, dear one. Or like holding yourself like a little infant. It's okay, little Michael. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It gets amplified by the universe. Again, even the dimmest light burns bright in the darkness of the no sun winter. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It gets amplified. Not only does it get amplified, but you begin to transmit it out to the world. So your job is to speak and to help you to heal your wounded inner child, which in essence, as a transmitter, and that's what you are, as a transmitter, helps you emit this light, this message out to the entire world. You begin helping the entire world to feel better, helping the entire world to shine brighter. Brighter and brighter and brighter still, because you're an amplifier and a transmitter, which means you get to love yourself up this time of year more than you've ever done before. And this is not easy. This is why I have a School of Mystics. Come join us every Wednesday night, School of Mystics. I'm going to keep mentioning this. Come join us for this Thursday night and learn automatic writing. Come join us every Wednesday for our School of Mystics. And that's at inspirenationuniversity.com. And the links will be put there for you. And but with that said, and I see Lori also donated. Thank you so much, Lori. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Well, with that said, bear with me here. My notes just went to the side here. So we've got School of Mystics. Yeah, School of Mystics Wednesday. We've got automatic writing on Thursday. the real true graduate level work, the real true graduate level work is to love yourself up at this time of year when we want to love ourselves up the least. That's, again, the boomerang that we get to play with. Now, let's talk about some light here for a minute, and then let's wrap up. Let's go to questions, and then we're going to go into a meditation. But first, I want to address Christmas decorations and Hanukkah decorations and solstice decorations and all of the different decorations that come up this time of year. So they have a dual meaning, a dual purpose. One is to illuminate the darkness. When you see a light, whether it's a single light, a single candle, or an entire tree illuminated, think of being the light. Think of being that love. The lights are there not just to cut through the darkness, but to remind you that you are the light and that you are the love. You are this giant flame. But also to remember, this doesn't matter what religion you are. Christmas and this time of year is about being Christ-like. I'm not speaking of a religious significance at all. And I love you, whatever your religion is. And my religion is love. That's it. Plain, simple, done deal, end of story. Our religion is also you. We are one. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? But to be Christ-like is to bring your light to the world, bring your love to the world, bring your kindness and compassion to everyone, everywhere, and to truly illuminate the darkness with everything that you've got. So, this Christmas spirit is about you being the light. So when you feel sucked down, when you feel depressed and you see a tree, don't go, oh my God, another Christmas celebration, another this, another holiday party. No, oh, thank you for the reminder, Spirit. Thank you for the reminder for me to shine my light even brighter. Because that's what this time is about, is how much can I shine my light? How much can I be the light? And then boomerang your way back. I don't feel like shining my light. I'm exhausted. Shine it even brighter. I don't feel like diving into automatic writing or speak with the angels and guides. Dive in twice as much. I don't feel like saying any kind words to person X, Y, or Z. Say twice as many kind words. It will make all the difference in the world. Because the light that you bring transforms the entire world around us. So we do have millions of angels by our side, in front of us, behind us, every direction. Many of them in the unemployment line until we call them in. But their job, I hear their job, dear one, isn't just to protect you, isn't just to keep you safe, isn't just to keep loved ones around you safe. And do pray to them for helping somebody else. Pray to them to visit somebody else. There's nothing like, well, if I pray to them and they've got free will, I shouldn't pray for angels to help somebody. No. The more you ask for help for somebody else, the more you're doing the whole world of a service. Because their job is to help elevate consciousness, to help elevate love, to help bring us to a higher level, to help us reach a critical mass where we shift as a species. And that's what we all want, is for shift to happen, for us to ascend to a higher level of consciousness. Each time we go to the light, each time we see a tree, we see a menorah, we see a light, is an opportunity for us to bring light. Each time we feel darkness, we feel down, we feel crappy, we feel worse, is a time to bring the light. I know what it means and feels like to be lonely this time of year. I had a period of time, I think it was like 20 years ago. Yeah, way before I had you in my life, Rue. I went through 2 winters without gas in my home. I was lucky the house wasn't condemned. I had I had electricity. The gas was shut off, had electricity, and I think it was a miracle that I managed to get the water put back on before the house was condemned. Nice little house too. But I ran into some economic hard times. And I would open up the oven, and I had a little oscillating fan that I had on my stovetop, and it would it's amazing the pipes didn't break. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. It would move the heat from inside the oven to warm up the house. And I felt all alone during this time. But I was also on this path and learning how to dive in. I was real early, but I was meditating each and every day, connecting with something greater than myself, so I didn't really spiral down into the sewer. Even or especially this time of year where you feel like spiraling down into the sewer, where the world is so noisy around you, where I've never seen news like I have this year with such, and we're past election, it doesn't seem to matter, such divisiveness, such fear, such uncertainty for the future, that it's easy to lose the love, to lose the light this time of year, where instead we get to bring it back. So remember the boomerang, remember to bring it back no matter what. So with that said, I want to go to questions from people. And let's take some questions here. And first off, Brandy Lee, thank you for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Brandy Lee. Thank you so much, Brandy Lee. Lori Brindisi, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much for Lori for your kind donation. Sparkly Marie, thank you again for your kind donation. And we had a few more that I didn't catch till now. Brandy Lee. Oh, I love you, Brandy Lee. I love you, Brandy Lee. I love you, Brandy Lee. Thank you so much for your kind donation. Jackie, thank you so much for your kind donation. You guys rock. You guys rock. You guys rock. You guys rock. All right, let's dive into some questions here. Then let's get to a meditation. Karen, did anyone post Allie's Etsy store? Did I miss it? Karen, I don't know what the link is. We need to get that link and let's get it posted here. So if anybody knows it, please feel free to post it here. If not, I will make sure for next Monday we have Allie's Etsy store link posted. That is so important. Thank you, Karen. Face the Strange. I'm really interested in automatic writing, but it makes me a bit nervous. Is that normal? And also at Megan McConaughey. It is normal. We have been taught and told. First off, we've been taught and told to worry about channeling and worry about what happens, and only priests and rabbis and God knows whom can connect, and us mere mortals, we're not allowed to, and that can be dangerous and a sin. That's all in there somewhere. And don't worry, there are protection prayers and things in automatic writing to help you to reach the highest level of consciousness. It's not like a Ouija board where you're just like fishing around for any spirit that comes by. But the bigger fear with automatic writing is this fear that somebody or something on the other side is going to tell us how we blew it, how we did things wrong, how we're not leading a good life, how we're off track, how we're off path, because we have been taught and trained in the West that spirit is a parent that's going to look down on us, like an Old Testament God who's going to have wrath. And we may not have it on a conscious level, but it is there on a subconscious level. It is in the zeitgeist, the general thinking of the planet, that if you communicate with spirit, boy, is spirit going to have a word to communicate with you. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. It's all love. Now, sometimes those words can be strong, but it is all love that is going to come to you. Speaking of all love, Mary, how does it get any better than this? Oh my God, Mary. Oh my God, Mary. Oh my God, Mary. Mary, I love you. I love everybody. I love everybody. I love everybody. I love everybody. But Mary, huge hugs for your donation and just for being you, Mary. And And I believe it's Lou. How is Lou doing? I send love, I send love, I send love, I send love, I send love. So, with that said, it does take a certain level of courage to be able to lean forward into spirit. Spirit's not going to chastise us. Spirit's not going to get down on us, but spirit will change our lives. That can be scary. Spirit is going to help us elevate our lives, which means the old patterns, the old habits, the old ways of being won't serve us anymore, won't suit us, won't fit like a jacket that's too tight, won't fit on us anymore. And we're scared of change. But diving into awe is perhaps the greatest thing that you can do. If there's one thing that's made the difference in my life, and I'd like to say it's marrying Jessica or getting Ruru or the kitties, or my 2 near-death experiences. But no, the one thing is learning how to communicate with spirit on a daily basis. That's made the single biggest difference in the world. Period. Bar deal, above and beyond anything else. Because once I started communicating with spirit, first it was communicating with spirit each morning in automatic writing. Then it was communicating with spirit each morning in automatic writing, and each time it coached. Then it was communicating with spirit each time I did automatic writing, each time I coached, and each time I got on the mic. And then it was, you can see, it grows and expands until you can hear the voice of spirit. You can hear the voice of angels anytime you want. Doesn't mean we're human. It doesn't mean that we're not human, but it doesn't mean because we're in human form. That's a better way to put it. I never like that expression, we're only human, because we're not. But it doesn't mean we won't fall back into old patterns or go, I'm not listening right now. Though when we go, we go, oh, I should have listened. And we learn, but we hear it more frequently and more frequently still. So, okay, we've got next question from, Brandy Lee. Brandy Lee, is that, oh my God, Brandy Lee. Wordless, speechless, hugs, love, 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 love. Oh my God. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much, Brandy Lee, for your love. Thank you for your kind donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's go into some more questions here. Go. Can you please ask later, Michael? Does he believe that angels look like Bible of Enoch tells us? Angels can take, yes, they can, but angels can take any form they want. And I'm going to defer back to Lorna here, who sees angels everywhere. She says that angels may even look exactly like us, just with greater luminosity. That's what we're talking about here. But their feet never touch the ground. There may be even just a thin layer, like a cushion of light between them and the ground, but they don't touch the ground. And to her, that's how you tell the difference between an angel and someone that's not, because she sees them so clearly. To me, angels can take any form they desire. They don't have to have wings. They certainly don't have to dress all in white. They could go Old Testament. They could go something entirely different. It's up to them. And my guess is it's up to them based on how we will receive their information and how understand every single time you see an angel, every time that you feel an angel, there is a transmission of energy, which means how they show or reveal or feel themselves to us matters. So they will choose the way to appear before us that transmits the correct frequency of energy, the exact right frequency of energy that we need at that time. It's a brilliant question, Gogo. Karen, do I hear them versus just remembering to use positive talk? It's another brilliant question. Just remembering to use positive talk is definitely coming from the mind. If you're going, I need to think positively to myself. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. That's not your angels. But if you're going for, I don't know, product A versus product B on the shelf, and you hear a whisper and your ear saying, You know, the better one for you is to take the one on the right. If you're driving down the road and you hear it'd be better if you take a left here. If you're going to sleep at night and you're getting down on yourself, oh man, I didn't get this done, I didn't get that done, I didn't get the other, and you hear, it's okay, it's all right. That's the voice of angels. That's the voice of love speaking to you. That is where you have a clear understanding of that is not coming from you. And you didn't have to think, I get to be positive. So your angels speak to you in the most loving voice. Never, how do I put this? Never chastising, never putting you down. They may be critical, but that critical isn't the way you think. It's not a shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's a here's how we can do things even better. And what can you learn from this, dear one? And how can you grow and expand from this? And can we make a very strong recommendation? For instance, if you had a car accident and you didn't have your seatbelt on and you hear the angels talking to you, they may have a strong recommendation of wearing your seatbelt the next time. But they're not going to say, why didn't you wear a seatbelt? What were you thinking? That's not coming from your, oh my God, Lindsay Anderson. Oh my God. So let me finish this sentence. That's not coming from, if you're chastising yourself, that's not coming from the angels. Lindsay Anderson, I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you is not strong enough. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish I had Rue in my arms right now. He's staring. I don't know if you can see him there. Thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay wrote, it's time. And Lindsay just gave the largest donation we've ever had on the show, period, bar none. And so I'm like flabbergasted. Every donation matters. So whether it's 9 cents, 99 cents, $999, it's all love. But Lindsay just wrote, it's time for the great reconciliation. It's like rebreeding a bone that healed wrong. This will be hard. It is worth it. Have courage. I could not agree more, Lindsay. I couldn't agree more. And I definitely want to challenge everyone. It's almost pull out a Rolodex of those people you don't agree with. Pull out a Rolodex of those leaders in power or whomever that you go, look what they're doing to this world, and send them all the love you can. That is the rebreeding or the reknitting of the bone in a better, higher level, higher vibration. That's what we're talking about. That is having the ultimate courage. If you get that, if you leave here tonight and all you remember is Lindsay Anderson was right, woohoo! How does it get any better than this? Thank you so, so, so much. Big love, big hugs. Thank you so much, Lindsay. I cannot say thank you enough. All right, let's go on to Mary. And thank you so much, Mary, for your kind donations. How does it get any better than this? Can Michael lead us in a meditation and helping us as a collective to send love to those that are reminders how human we are? If you know what I mean. Seriously, though. Mary, we can certainly do that. That's what I'm talking about here. We can certainly do that as a part of our meditation. And hopefully I'm understanding you fully, but I believe I am. We can certainly do that. And this time of year, we are being reminded every which way that we are only human, which is not true, not even in the slightest. So yeah, I would love to do that, Mary. I would love it, love it, love it. Go. No apologies, Go. You have one more question? Awesome. Do you think in what month we were born have some connection, what angels they send to us? Everything matters. So Go, yes, there are different angels that come into you, not so much just because. So let's parse this. Let's break this down a little bit differently. We come in and there's this whole science of human design, and it's brilliant, but we come in at specific time, specific day, specific lunar cycle, specific year, specific part of the planet. All of these things are by design to create us for exactly who and what we are for the journeys we are on this lifetime. And so, along with that, different angels will come in that will match up with us for our journey based on when we came in, based on where we came in, based on why we are here. Now, our guardian angel, he or she, depending on how you call it, it's really everything. He and she, and they call it the works, has been with us, in my opinion, since the beginning of time. So they're going to come in no matter what. But we will have a team of angels that will come in based on our life mission, based on when and where we were born, to help us through our mission here. The cool thing, and particularly talking with Lorna, this really hit home, is just how much of a breath, just how big of a team we have, Go. This is not a small team. This is not even a team of 100 or 1,000. Each one of us is supported by millions of angels. Our job is simply to reach out and connect with these angels. That's where we become, in a sense, superhuman, is when we start calling in all of this amazing angelic assistance. Siore, don't we have to feel what arises in order to process emotions? If I just say it's bad to feel negativity, don't I risk suppressing it? Let me read this again a little more slowly. Don't we have to feel what arises in order to process emotions? Part A, no, because we may actually either be compressing it, or it may be affecting us on we can call it a subconscious level, we can call it an energetic level, we can call it an electromagnetic level, or you can even call it at a level of shamanic soul retrieval level. We just may feel or stuck and have no idea why. It's why once a month in our School of Mystics, I do a massive clearing on everybody for things that people may not even feel, things that are buried so deep inside of us. They affect us on a daily basis, but we don't feel them. So, yes, to have a conscious processing like going into a psychologist, you may need to bring those things up, but we don't actually need to consciously ruminate them in order to remove them, to heal them, or to do the shamanic soul retrieval work of, say, okay, you lost the equivalent, a little bit of your soul here, a little bit of your soul there. Michael, you lost it on Bebwick and Reynolds in New Jersey. You lost a little bit of your soul there. You don't need to feel these things. Let us collect and scoop these things back up, bring them inside you, and help to make you whole. So that's part A. Part B, if I just say it's bad to feel negativity, don't I risk suppressing it? Well, yes and no. We always want to get out what we feel inside that's quote unquote negative. There's an exercise I love to give people. So here, I'll give it to you right here, which is to take an empty page in your journal. And if you feel yourself chastising or picking on yourself for anything, to say to ego, what would you like to share with me? And allow ego to do what's called an ego dump, and to write out anything and everything that you wishes to dump on you. That's not a bad thing. You want to make sure at that point you then shred the paper, or if it's safe, I'm not a big fire guy, but if it's safe, you could burn the paper, but shred it and be done with it. This helps make you lighter, because it truly is what you stuff down that comes back with a vengeance. But we don't need to go hunting for negative emotion. It's only when things arise that we go and clear them. Now, conversely, there's some amazing techniques out there. I love Dr. Dawson Church. I love EFT tapping. And we can do each morning. And if you've ever heard our interviews with him, oh my God, he's ha 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 ha. He has the most amazing Buddha-like laugh, because each morning for tapping work, he will say, what is a wound I haven't addressed? What is something that's bothering me that I have not taken care of? And then he will do this physical tapping technique to help clear each of these things and get himself lighter and lighter and lighter still. I can definitely recommend that. Debbie-ville, who is a member of our Mystic Circle. So you're going to see a lot of people here who have a Inspire Nation logo by their name, it means that they're a Mystic Circle member. What's the Mystic Circle? If you click the join button down below, it's a monthly membership through YouTube where you get all these behind the scenes videos and updates on how we're doing and lessons that we're learning and sneak peeks at interviews coming up and everything of this sort. And it's really fun, and it is a labor of love for me to get these videos out to you. And so she's got that logo by there, which means she's a Mystic Circle member, and you can click that join button there. And she's asking, is the other side our fifth dimension? Just wondering. Depends how you want to call it. Could we call it fifth dimension? Yes. Could we call it ninth dimension? Yes. It is beyond the realm of physical space and time. So three-dimensional is physical. Physical plus space and time tends to be fourth, and time fourth, and then space and time fifth. So it is really supra beyond that. But these are all just labels. It is going beyond the physical conscious construct. That's where we're talking about as being the other side of the veil. Playing, so fifth dimension plus, going beyond, what do I feel at this table? What do I see around me? What do I hear? Going beyond that is the realm of the mystic, is the realm of your angels and guides, is the realm of being on the other side of the veil. Now, each dimension tends to add something more to it, and I would be hesitant. No, I would be on that. I am not an expert at saying, well, this is an X dimension and that is a Y dimension. I just mainly put it in terms of here's where we can connect with angels and guides, here where we connect on a higher, deeper level. And I hear the angels and guides telling me when the time is right, they will give me a deeper teaching on it. I can hear people also saying, what's the difference between an angel and guides? They each have their own unique life path. One of them comes with wings, one of them doesn't. They are each here to serve us. They're here to learn and grow and expand on their journeys as well. Angels tend to be closer to source than guides, but there is no direct ranking system. That is a human construct to put levels behind everything. And on the other side of the veil, we get to throw out the entire concept of levels. And we're going to take a few more questions, then we get to go into a meditation here. And I have Jessica, who's been pretty queasy here this evening. So I don't want to take too long because I get to figure out what in the world we feed her tonight. So let's see how many questions we can get to. There is a question in our minds as to whether we want to have a Q&A specific show once a week, because there's so many questions that I can't get to on a weekly basis. And so stay tuned. We might start something like that at the beginning of the year. I know I answer everybody's question in our School of Mystics. I answer everybody's questions on our live classes like we have Thursday with automatic writing. But I want to do everything I can to serve. And so it may be that in the new year, we have a Q&A based show. Stay tuned and we will see about that. Oh my gosh, so many great questions here. Raquel Luna, what is a mystic? Here is my definition of a mystic. A mystic is someone who sees without eyes, sees beyond what you can see, hears without ears, hears beyond what you can hear, and knows without thought. In other words, goes beyond the construct of this world to the other side of the veil to draw back information. So in our School of Mystics, everybody there is a mystic in training. I'm helping train everyone to be able to exist here and at the same time here in the greater consciousness or on that other side. When you learn how to live and play on the other side of the veil, things here, this thing, for example, doesn't have the same bite, the same energy behind it. Doesn't mean that things aren't important. Doesn't mean that this healing wrist, I love your wrist, I love your wrist, I love your wrist, isn't important. But you have much more of a greater, big picture, understanding, and perspective on everything. And it really peppers and shapes and changes not just your existence, but your interaction with everyone and everything completely changes. And so it's no longer that you're fighting through the world as much as a mystic floats through the world or flows through the world. It doesn't mean things are always easy. I would certainly put myself in the mystic category, and I wasn't the first one to say that about myself. I didn't admit that or take ownership of that for years. But it doesn't necessarily mean that everything is easy. But you see the world a different way. You feel the world a different way. You experience the world a completely different way. It's kind of like going from a would it be SD? Is that the word for it these days? For a low definition image to something that's HD plus as to how you're living in this world. Okay, let's go to the next question here. And that is from Lisa. Oh, I love you, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Sorry, came late. I always see everywhere repeating numbers. I have a lot of abandonment issues. Lisa, I am going to challenge you on all of those wording. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you. I had a lot of abandonment issues. Had a lot. So, Lisa, these are all definitions, and I'm just going to keep challenging you. We're going to get this. You are going to fly so high, Lisa. Had a lot of abandonment issues. So each time I see any number, just pray for what I want. Absolutely. Pray for what you want. Give thanks for what you want. Imagine what you want. Envision what you want. Play with it at such a high level. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. Thank you, angels. And I'm not joking. Do it in your own way, but bring as much energy to it as you possibly can. You will feel over the top. Your angels will feel over the top, and they will be saying, "Thank you, Lisa. Finally, we can help you," because we keep showing you all of these numbers, reaching out, giving you like these flags and signs saying, "Please ask us for what you want." And now I'm like ready to cry here, Lisa. And now you're taking action. And so your angels will be celebrating. They'll be coming out of the unemployment lines and saying, "Thank you so, so much. And now let's get to work helping you, Lisa." So brilliant question. Karen, how can I hear my angels better? Karen, there are many ways. Time in nature, time in silence, time by a fire, time in meditation. For me, automatic writing has been, I've been almost a lifelong meditator, and I've held space at meditation centers, one in Maui, for 6 months in a row, 2 years in a row, 3-4 hours a day, holding space along with Jessica. And yet I wasn't hearing from the angels. It wasn't until I dove into automatic writing and had a process on a daily basis where I learned how to connect that the voices of my angels, just like the voice of Rue, I love this guy, started to get louder and louder and louder still. So, of course, that's here, automatic writing, and we've got a class on Thursday. I am completely biased because it works. And so many people here can share how much it's changed their life and how much it works. And then the voice of your angels keeps getting louder and louder and louder still. Let's take a few more questions and then we will call it good for the evening. And Gogo, I'm going to see if we can get to your question, but I've got to jump down to some others because I have so many different people here tonight. Ryan McCartney says, "My alcoholism came back up." That makes sense this time of the year, Ryan, because again, the old wounds come back up. They make a last hurrah in a sense, and they may make many last hurrahs in order to be cleared. So, Ryan, first off, if you need assistance, if you need a team, get a physical team. Get a I don't know whether we call it an AA buddy or whomever it is that you can call for help, because all addictions are really about 10 seconds, or really even less than that, 2 seconds. There's a decision made in the moment, where if we can build a pause, you choose a different decision. Then what it is a matter of, Ryan, is how can we get you a spiritual support network? And I can hear my team saying, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I don't play one on TV. Please get proper medical help if you need it, and dial 911 if it's a true emergency. All right, with that said, get your spiritual team on board. Start cultivating that relationship. Start going to them. When you feel that moment of weakness, angels, guides, I can't take this. I need to have a drink. You take this. Angels, guide, I'm feeling weak right now. I don't know how to get through this moment. Angels, guide, I feel I can't take this anymore. Please help me. Sorry, Rue. I know I'm getting you kind of riled up at the moment. It's okay, good boy. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No, I don't think jumping down on the table right now here is the answer. But it's all right, good boy. It's okay. So what I want you to do, Ryan, is get the help you need from the other side. Start developing that support network. All right, Lindsay Anderson. Okay, no, we read that. And love you, Lindsay. Alina Pintle asks, ask angels for help, and they don't seem to be listening when I need them, and I see no signs. What am I doing wrong? Alina, nothing wrong. Angels come in their own ways, and we do put a lot of blocks to hearing them. But they always hear our request. And if we welcome them in, they are always doing what they can. So do not give up just because you haven't seen them yet. Lisa Buckner, thank you for your kind donation. Thank you for your kind donation. Thank you for your kind donation. Alina, never give up if you haven't seen them in the moment. In fact, give gratitude for their listening to you. But the more time you take with your angels, the more you will, for everyone, and you are part of the everyone, start to see results. So I'm going to take just a few more questions, then I'm going to dive into a meditation. I could stay a little bit longer, but I really want to get back to Jessica here in a bit, because I'm not sure, this being her, we're going to call it her last night of queasiness. I don't know what to feed her tonight or what to give her tonight, but and we'll certainly put her in our prayers when we do our meditation. But I need to figure that out and do everything I can on that side of things. So let's go to a few more questions here. And Tanya, thank you so much. You're doing an amazing job of keeping up with everybody. Incredible job. Kim, the angels voice a certain tone or more, knowing, curious. Kim, angels can come in any voice, in any tone. It's not that you have to hear like harp sounds and this beautiful music, which you could. I haven't. Jessica has. And it's not that it's going to be a booming voice. It could literally just be your voice. But there is a different energy or feel or loving kindness to that voice that's different than if it came from you. And it is something that you can cultivate over time. Something you can cultivate over time. All right, let's take a few more questions here. Ryan, how do I know if I'm listening to the right words of guidance? I know my ego likes to sneak in. Brilliant question, Ryan. And that's something we actually teach in the automatic writing class on Thursday, is really how you can discern when your ego is sneaking in. But the most basic way, Ryan, is imagine scale of justice. I think it's a picture of a woman holding an old school scale with a balance on both sides of things, and ask, does this feel heavy or does it feel light? Does it feel like love or does it feel like fear? Your ego will never steal or sneak in with loving kindness. Your ego will never steal or sneak in with heavy words. It doesn't mean they might not tell you that you get to do some real work on something, but they'll give it to you from the most loving basis. So, yes, negative voices aren't your guides. Now, if a voice says, let's not turn left, let's turn right, that could be your guides. If the voice says, well, if you turn left, you're doomed, that's not your guides. None of that is. They will always speak at the highest vibration possible. Andy, did anyone else see a white flash behind Michael? I didn't catch that, but I've been focused on you. Doc check 13. I have developed a theory that angels are prismatic beings that refract however we show up to sneak to them back to ourselves. So it's kind of like us talking to ourselves through them. This is a complex thought. So angels are prismatic beings that refract however we show up to speak them back to ourselves. So it's kind of like talking to ourselves through them. Any thoughts? Certainly one possibility. So yes, they do reflect and refract things back to us to help teach us. But it is not something where it is simply a reactive bending of light or bending of our perspective or bending of our thoughts. They are unique individual beings with their own unique individual purposes. They have their own soul mission, who can come here and do so much more than we can do just by refracting back to us. But what you are saying has validity to it. It is certainly true that they will boomerang things back to us and they will bring things to us like this and make things perfectly clear. I'm going to agree with that 1,000,000,000%. Marty Reyes, you're going to tell us about Florida versus the mountains. All right, let's go there. And then let's take, by 10:10, I've got to get into a meditation. You're going to tell us about Florida versus the mountains. Yes, we have been wanting Florida and wanting the warmth of Florida for this winter, for Jessica to be able to get out on walks with the babies on board, for me to be able to swim and heal. And it is not feeling right. Each door we try to open has closed or felt wrong or uncomfortable. And if we lean into it, we're not getting the warm and fuzzy feeling. And we want the warm and fuzzy feeling wherever we go. Conversely, through a series of circumstances, synchronicities, and a talk with my sister, I love you, Elisa, Vermont, which is the polar opposite of what we were thinking about, somehow is starting to feel warm and fuzzy. Yes, whoever thought of Vermont versus Florida feeling warm and fuzzy? Now, I can't say where we're going to end up. All I can do is follow the feeling state, ask the angels and guides more about it, and see what doors they open up for us. What we are finding is far greater resonance in what we're looking for as far as birthing practices, far more resonance so far in Vermont than Florida. And it becomes very interesting when you tell birthing practices that you have identical twins on the way. All of a sudden, it becomes this really different story. And the story in Florida became one that was a really difficult fear-based story. Whereas so far, the story in Vermont has been more of one of love and hope. And so we are kind of sniffing our way down the path, knowing that the answer will become crystalline clear within the next couple weeks. I think it may be this week even. And then by the beginning of the year, we're going to step forward. I thought to a nice, warm coastal place for this year, and particularly for this winter. How does it get any better than this? But it might be for a snowy winter wonderland. And that's part of this journey. Speaking with your angels and guides does not mean that immediately in the moment you're going to have every answer. What it does mean, you're going to be playing the game on a higher level. You're going to be more open. You're going to be in this co-creative process with the universe. And from there, so many higher level things can be birthed. That's what the game is that I'm helping train and teach you to be able to play. And that's the game we're doing. So I don't pretend to say, I spoke with the angels and they said specifically Tampa and go see XYZ doctor and you'll be taken care of. That's not the game they play. They play the game of opening up your heart, of helping you to feel forward, to lean forward, and then for the doors to magically start to open for you. So, all right. I get to see, I'm going to take one last question, and I want it to be from somebody. Somebody wished a happy Hanukkah and said, can you please ask him to read this question? There's so many beautiful questions. I want to get to everybody, but I've got to get to Pookie here. So we're going to call this the last question. So can you please ask him to raise the question, how do I find my soul family? So there is soul family here on earth, and then there is soul family on the other side. Soul family here on earth, do what you're doing tonight. Get with groups of like-minded individuals, either in person, go to meetup.com or things like that, or whatever you feel comfortable with everything going on in the world, whatever your comfort level is, or join groups like this. So certainly there is the chat here tonight, but there's also classes, like come to our weekly School of Mystics class and you meet homies. Look for a group that resonates with you, because everybody here tonight is your soul family, but you can drill it down to a smaller group where you have a richer means of communication, which feels really awesome and very supportive. And then I would do the same thing with your angels and guides on the other side. Okay, so let's call this good. These are brilliant questions, and this is definitely leading me to the idea that we may need to do a Q&A session once a week coming up. Last couple things, and then let's dive into a meditation. First, if you haven't learned automatic writing yet, let's do it this week. So you can sign up now at automaticwriting.com. Come join us for class Thursday. You can actually start learning it. You sign up at automaticwriting.com and you get access to our whole video-based program now. And so you can start learning it tonight or in the morning. But then join me for the live class on Thursday, and I'm going to help get you accelerated and up to speed in your automatic writing fast. So that's the first thing. Do that. Secondly, come join us for our School of Mystics, 4 Wednesdays a month. This month is incredibly special as we're taking a deep dive of illumination on the inside. It's a time where I'm channeling Yogananda, and we're talking about being the bridge between heaven and earth. And it is an incredibly special and profound month. It will be a life-changing experience for you, and you will meet spirit family. You will make friends, lifelong friends. You will make spiritual homies. It is a really sacred, special experience. And there's so many people in the chat here who can share what their experience is with the School of Mystics. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a class this profound. Now, I haven't tried everybody else's classes out there. I'm sure there are classes just as profound, maybe 10 times, 100 times as profound. I'm not going to say this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it is magical. That I will say, and I will help you go from that mystic and training who you are and help you bring out that inner mystic you always were and were meant to be. And that's InspireNationUniversity.com, and Tanya will put that link there. And lastly, click that join button. So yes, subscribe, certainly. Big thumbs up if you'd like this. Click the bell icon to be notified of the next YouTube event. Share this with the world. If you want to make a difference, bring everybody to Inspire Nation. Bring them to events like this. This is a game changer. because this is the kind of energy that helps shift the paradigm. This is what Lindsay Anderson was talking about. Just like I said, if there's one thing to remember tonight, it's Lindsay Anderson. This is what Lindsay Anderson was talking about. Is about the great reconciliation, is about opening and healing our hearts and helping open and heal the hearts of everybody else around us. That's what this is about. So, with that said, yeah, click that join button down below. Share with everybody. Big thumbs up if you like this, but click the join button to get all the behind the scenes videos of me walking with Rue, which is kind of an interesting experience right now. We did try him in a stroller earlier this week. And so you'll actually see a video of Jessica pushing Rue in the stroller and my mother-in-law pushing Sir Meowsers the kitty in another stroller. It was quite the experience. And me behind the camera going, going on down the road. It's not that bad. But you get all this behind the scenes goodness and all of this great energy as well. So click that join link for that. Let's dive into a meditation here. And one more time, I want to thank my entire dream team here this evening for running everything. I want to thank Tanya. You have been incredible, Tanya. And I see that there was even a survey on a Q&A show and 90% are saying yes. That's fascinating and very cool to hear. So let's go into a meditation. And Mary, thank you so much for your suggestion. And let's just take a moment. Take a nice gentle breath in through the nose. Let out the stresses, worries, and concerns of the day. In through the nose. In through the nose. One more time. In. Now, as you continue to breathe in and out, I want you to imagine that we're all standing around a campfire. It's a beautiful campfire of brilliant bluish, purple, violet flame. And we're each in a giant circle holding hand in hand. How does it get any better than this? You feel the connection of everybody to your right, the connection of everybody to your left. You feel that warming glow on your heart. It feels so magical, so special. And you feel at such peace. And now we begin to call in the angels. You can call in the archangels, such as Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, or whomever your favorites are. Or we simply call in the angels in general and ask them to love us and ask them to support us and ask them to surround us with goodness. You can feel an angel's presence right behind you now, putting his or her wings on your shoulders and your arms. You feel the love and support. If you were to take a higher level perspective, you'd see that there are angels behind you. You get little goosebumps, feather bumps from them. They're angels behind the person to the next, to the right of you, and to the right of them, to the right of them, and to the left of you, to the left, and to the left. And then you see that there are angels, an infinite number of angels behind you and behind the other angels as well. You give thanks. Thank you, angels, for being by my side. Thank you, angels, for having my back. Thank you, angels. Thank you, angels. Thank you, angels. Feel the love of your angels. Feel the warmth. And feel that support. Now with the angels here, we're going to do 3 quick things. First, bear with me, I'm completely biased. But I want to help Jessica's morning sickness to go away now, once and for all, while she continues to carry the most healthy, happy twins to term and to a perfect birth. But if you've ever seen Jessica, heard of Jessica, or heard Jessica in particular, I want you to focus on her for a moment. In fact, you can see a vision of her in that violet blue flame and see her feeling great, and see her feeling great, and feel her energy returning, and her feeling light and feeling energized and feeling hungry for the first time in months. She feels at such peace. She feels at such ease. And thanks to your love, that nauseousness has completely gone away. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. And now I'd like you to see yourself at the center of this violet blue flame. And I want you to focus on any problem or challenge you have in your life. And now I want you to call in the angels. You have an infinite number of angels around you right now at this moment. Call them in. Ask them for help on this problem or challenge or opportunity. And see, feel, and hear. Just like we felt Jessica's nauseousness going away. See, feel, and hear everything improving for you. Your life situation improves. You feel better. You feel healthier. You feel loved. And you feel supported. How does it get any better than this? And now what I'd like you to do, this is the highest level teaching. I want you to take a person, persons, government, organization, whomever or whatever it is to you that you do not agree with or that makes you feel disempowered. And I want you to put them at the center of this flame, not to burn them, but to help heal them and send them all the love in the world you can. Feel them healing. Feel their fear start to melt and go away so that they can finally feel the love, can finally experience the love, can finally be the love, and make decisions from the love. Ask the angels to help you, to send them all in the love in the world you can. You can even picture them as little innocent babies, and you're rocking them in your arms. The angels are helping you, and you send them love, and send them love. And lastly, I want you to bring this right back to yourself. With the angels supporting you, the angels having your back, the angels with their wings around you. I want you to take your little innocent, angelic baby self and put you in your arms and say, I love you, little fill in the blank. I love you, little Michael. I love you, little. I love you. I love you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Love yourself up with everything you've got. And then love up everyone around you, no matter what. That, in a very, very real way, makes you an angel here on earth. And how does it get any better than this? So I want to thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Thank you so much for your love, your energy, your light. As for where we're going to be for the holidays, we're going to be here just outside of Jessica's parents' home in New Jersey, and then Florida, Vermont. Who knows from there? We remain open and listening. Love you guys so, 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 so much. And Lindsay Anderson and everybody for donating tonight. Thank you so much to our entire dream team. Thank you so much to our angels and guides. Thank you so much to Rue. Thank you so much. And Tanya, how does it get any better than this? So love you guys so, so much. Tomorrow night, we have the most incredible show coming up. And that is with, oh my gosh, I just did the interview. That is with Dr. Sue Morter. That is going to be on how to open your energy circuits to help you be a mystic here on earth. That's with Dr. Sue Morter tomorrow night, same time, same channel. That is going to be an awesome, awesome show. Of course, come join us for the School of Mystics Wednesday. Come join us for Awe and Learn Automatic Writing on Thursday. Click that join button down below so that you can join our Mystic Circle and get all our behind the scenes goodness. And do subscribe, love it up, big thumbs up, hit the bell icon, and let everybody you know about the Inspire Nation show so we can change and uplift their lives as well. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? All right. Love you guys so, 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 so much. Have the most beautiful evening ahead and keep on shining bright. Rue, any last words you have to share? I guess he's good. Love you guys.